Good evening, children. Today the class is for Standard 11 and that's trigonometry. The chapter is rotational angles. Now you often seen that you by heart a lot of formulas in trigonometry. So what are rotational angles? And we will see that in within half an hour 45 minutes we will learn 66 formulas without learning the formulas. So what is the meaning of rotational angles? We talk of displacement. So you know the displacement is different from distance. One is vector quantity, displacement, and distance is scalar quantity. We just take the magnitude. So in displacement, it is just the shortest distance between the starting point and the final point. That's why when you make a circle, we say displacement is 0, but distance is 2 pi r. Right? Because we come back to the starting point. So it is just the actual distance from the initial point, the starting point, and the end point, irrespective of how much actual distance you have traveled. Similarly, in trigonometrical and rotational angles, we'll be doing angular displacement, right? So when we talk about, now you see in the tables book, you have only 0 to 90 degrees. Angles are only from 0 to 90. Then how does one find the value of sine 720 degrees or sine 360 degrees or sine 1080 degrees or sine or tan 1000 degrees? Now this, which is more than 360, we only know that the maximum we can go around a point, and that's 360 degrees. Then how come, what is this 1000 degrees and 900 degrees? Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, every angle, however large it is, we will convert it or split it, or by the process of the meaning of angular displacement, to an angle which is between 0 to 360, because we only know that 0 to 360 degrees we have the maximum measurement of angles. Once we go around a point, we complete a round, and that's a 360 degrees. We know of acute angles, obtuse angles, reflex angles, and straight angles, angles around a point. But what is the meaning when the angle exceeds 360? So we resolve it or we break it to angular displacements. Okay, for example, when I say I've completed 360 degrees, just now I said when we go once around the circle, we come back to the starting point, my displacement is 0. So similarly, my angular displacement is also 0. Though actually I have gone 360 degrees by angular measurements, but if we talk of angular displacement, again it is the angle made with the starting line and the end line. So when I rotate one round or make a circle, I come back to my starting line. That means the distance, the angular displacement is 0 degrees. So when I say 360 degrees or 720 degrees or 1080 degrees, all multiples of 360 degrees, okay, that means actually your angular displacement is 0 degrees. We come back to the starting line. So we take this as the line of reference, the horizontal, because we're dealing with the Earth's surface, so everything with the plane, with the horizontal. We do very little with this way, with this measurement, with the vertical line. With the vertical line, we rarely take the measurements. So what is my line of measurement? Okay, the horizontal line, let us take as the x-axis. Before we start, the meaning of sine of an acute angle, sine of an obtuse angle, tan of a reflex angle, of tan of an angle which exceeds 360 degrees, how do we break up to a smaller angle, which means the same? Like for example, children, you are moving from a station A to B. Okay, the distance is 100 kilometers. If you are at a point P between the two stations and you say I am 60 kilometers from A, but I can also say that I am 40 kilometers from B. So basically you are telling the location of, or the position of the point P. From A it will be 60, from B it will be 40. Both mean the same, and that's exactly I want to explain in angular displacements, right? So an acute angle, an obtuse angle can be an acute angle with another line of reference. So before we start that concept, what is this minus theta and plus theta? Very often you say find the value of sine of minus 60 or sine of 60. What is the negative concept in angular displacements, in angle measurements? Negative theta means you're going clockwise. We take, like, just say east is positive and west is negative. In integers you see that I move forward, it is positive integers. I move backwards, westwards, negative integers from the 0 point, right? So if I move upwards in life, positive attitude. If I go downwards in life, it's negative. So y, downwards means below x-axis, that is negative y-axis, and above x-axis, vertically up, that's positive x-axis. Upward positive, downward in life negative. You move forward positive, you move backward negative. That's the best way to remember. We can connect mathematics with life situations, right? So here, what is minus theta and plus theta? So if you are going anti-clockwise, any angle by theta, we say plus theta. So the moment we say plus 110 degrees, or I don't mention the plus, means I'm going anti-clockwise. This is the line of measurement. From here I'm moving, I've come to this point, and this is 110 degrees. My direction of motion is anti-clockwise. So clockwise 110 is same as, anti-clockwise 110 is same as clockwise 70 degrees. So my location, I am here. Let us just imagine a stick rotating about the origin. The point of rotation, the point about which it is being rotated is the origin. Let us take the position of the line. We are taking position of lines with reference what is the inclination made. Okay? Even if you are here at a point A, so I join it to the origin, and then we see what angle we have moved from the surface of the earth or the horizontal. Okay, so here 110, which is clockwise 70 degrees. Okay, just to differentiate clockwise and anti-clockwise, there will be a concept of a negative and a positive. Okay, so therefore that is why you will see that sine 180 or sine 120 is same as sine 60, but cos 120 is minus cos 60. Why this? That's what I'm going to, without learning the formula. Today we'll just see the 66 formulas which are there on rotational angles. You will do it without by-hearting those formulas and not understanding them. Is it clear? So now you understood what is clockwise. So anti-clockwise, if I move anti-clockwise, it is plus theta. If I move clockwise, it is minus theta. So that means the negative angle is direction. The negative and positive is for direction. Okay, rotation means we are going round. Therefore, anti-clockwise plus 60 is anti-clockwise 60. Here I am, and minus 60. Here I am. This direction. So this is minus 60. The minus is only for direction. Magnitude wise, I am going clockwise 60 or I am going anti-clockwise 60. It is the same. The displacement from the line, horizontal line, let us call that as x dash. This line is always the same. How much angular displacement is same, but direction is different, and that negative sign and the positive sign indicate that you are going in different direction, not linear, it is rotational. So because it is rotational, we make it anti-clockwise and clockwise. Okay. Understanding the concept of minus theta and plus theta. So let us see now. We have seen 4 quadrants here, right? I have drawn 4 quadrants here. We take them in 2 ways. We also see the angles in each quadrant, and we will see. So this is first quadrant, because I said we go positive direction, we'll go anti-clockwise. So this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, I've written here, and this is the fourth quadrant. So this is the fourth quadrant. We are going anti-clockwise. So this, any angle here, any angle in this region is acute angle. Acute angle's angle less than 90. So this is 0 degrees. Let's go degrees wise also. Then we come to 90 degrees. This is 180 degrees. So when we come one semicircle 180, then we come here, it's 270 degrees. And then back again. So this will be again 360. You continue. Okay. So if you more than one round, it will be 360, then 720, and so on. But you know, this angle which is 720 degrees, angle which is 360 degrees, angle which is 1080 degrees, or 10 times 3600 degrees, all come to 0 degrees. Meaning you are back to the line. However, even if you make 20 rounds, 120 complete rounds, okay, actually you've done 20 into 360, okay, that's 7200 degrees, but nobody wants to know that, because basically angle measurement is where do you start from and where do you end. So your starting line and your end line. What is the shortest angular displacement? Okay, if you see there's something called actually you went, actually if you say I went 7200 degrees because you made 20 rounds, right? No. But you come back to the starting line. So we are only considering angular displacement. Only the displacement from starting line to the end line. So when I come back here, my end line coincides with the OX line. That means I have made 0 degrees. So you will see that if I say sine 360 degrees, it is same as sine 0. If I say cos 1080 degrees, again you come back to same as cos 0. If you have made angle of say tan 7200 degrees, okay, that's also equivalent to tan 0, because any multiple of 360, right? You know you have absolute measurement of angle, you have angle measured in radians, and you have angle measured in degrees. Okay, so I'll show that. So 360 degrees is 2 pi radians and 180 degrees is pi radians. So when I'm doing on the board, I will show you 180 in radians is pi radians degrees, and 360 degrees in radians is 2 pi radians, right? 45 degrees is pi by 4 radians. I'll come to that. I'll come, and doesn't mean synonym of pi is 180. Okay, pi's value all know that's approximately, not exactly, 22 by 7, and pi, you know, is an irrational number. That's approximate value. 22 by 7 is rational, but why do I say pi is irrational? Okay, it's non-terminating decimal value, but approximately is 22 by 7. It's not exactly 22 by 7, otherwise 22 by 7 would have been a rational number. Okay, so that is, we'll come to that. Now let us see. So you have now understood what is 0. All multiples, that means 2 pi, 8 pi, 6 pi, even multiple of pi is coming back to the line, because pi is 180 degrees, right? 5 pi means 2.5 rounds, 7 pi means 3.5 rounds, okay, and 12 pi, 20 pi, 24 pi, 400 pi, even multiple of pi. 400 pi means 200 into 2 pi. 2 pi is 360 degrees. So whether I'm talking of pi, it's very easy to, you know, convert degrees to pi and solve the sum. I'll come to that also, right? So therefore, now you saw that if I put any trigonometrical name, which, you know, basically we're doing sine, tan, cos, and reciprocals of sine, cosec, and secant, cot, right? But but I will teach you all 6, right? So that immediately when I say cosec 180 minus theta, instead of thinking of 1 by sine 180 minus theta, you can directly write what is cosec 180 minus theta. Whatever it is for sine 180 minus theta, for cosec also 180 minus theta will be same. Okay. So now you understood first the concept of plus theta and minus theta. Plus theta, that means we don't write a sign. Positive means you're going anti-clockwise, and negative means you're going clockwise. Magnitude wise, they are same, plus theta and minus theta. Direction wise, plus is anti-clockwise, minus is. Then we see what is the concept. So there's no angle more than 360 degrees basically. Even if you have run around 10 times around a sports field which is circular in shape, and you say I have traveled, and the other one has just made one round, and the other one is just standing at the point. Displacement, all have made 0 degrees. Though the one who made 20 rounds is got tired. She spent more energy. The clever one was standing on the line and still she made 0 degrees, right? So that's the concept of even multiple of pi or multiples of 360 degrees. They happen to be 0 degrees, okay? Now what we are doing here, this we are considering baseline, okay? We'll talk about this also. This we consider baseline. So I go this way, right? So when you are going, so acute angles are here. So let us say any angle. Let us say any angle is theta. So here it is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 90. So in the first quadrant, you have all angles between 0 to 90, which are acute angles, right? You know that, all angles less than 90. Now the second quadrant, if an angle, so if you say 30 degrees, right? So you're going anti-clockwise, you say 60 degrees, it is this. So you come in the first quadrant. If I say the moving line is OA, okay? O is the origin. This is 0 degrees. So 66 here, 89 and 11 minutes, all that's here. Now second quadrant. Second quadrant, the angle is greater than 90, right? And less than 180. I'm talking only inside the second quadrant. So let us call this. So this is 0 line, this is 90 line. Angle all in the quadrant. Inside the quadrant, not on the lines of references, right? Here, in third quadrant, if I'm coming here, suppose the line OA, right, comes here, and this actually from here to, I'm measuring from here to here, so it's 120 degrees. So when I say 120 degrees, immediately you know it has to come to the second quadrant. When I'm talking 135 degrees, you know your position is in the second quadrant. If I'm talking of 178 degrees 11 minutes, second quadrant. Immediately you should know by looking at the angle which quadrant I'm in, right? So that is very important to come to all the formulas which I am going to write. The next one, third quadrant, means you're going from here to here 180 plus. So this angle is greater than 180 but less than 207. Anything between, not on the boundary line. That's why I didn't put the equal to sign, right? So, and all now I come here, remember I'm going round. And here, any angle which is greater than 270 and less than 360, right? So any angle which I am talking about can be is actually equivalent to a displacement of an acute angle in a different direction. That is why you will see in the tables book, you only have 0 to 90. You don't have 110 value, you don't have the value of 135 degrees 20 minutes, right? It's up to 90. So any angle which I talk about can be resolved, can be expressed in terms of an acute angle. Maybe the trigonometrical ratio change, the name changes to sine to cos, okay? But ultimately it will be the same, your position there is same. I am not saying sine 60, sine 180, 120 is same as sine 60. There will be a sine difference you will see, okay? And sometimes sine becomes cos, we will see all that, okay? Now you got, so now you understood acute angle, obtuse angle, this is 90, the reflex angle, and these angles greater than 270. So here you will see this is first quadrant. Now I'm understanding that, right? So now suppose, so let us say, for example, I'll give you an example. So having understood this, again I repeat, so this is acute angle. So any angle which is say 44 degrees, first quadrant, if I say 148 degrees, second quadrant, if I say 215 degrees, you immediately third quadrant, right? And when I say 330 degrees, immediately fourth quadrant. So you know that, right? So this is first quadrant, where the angles are. Now how come that sine 120 is same as sine 60? Okay? And cos 120 is minus cos 60. And tan 120 is minus tan 60. Why? All are 60s. Tan of 120 and sine of 120 and cos of 120 is respectively sine 60 or cos 60 or tan 60. But in tan and cos, you have a negative value, and sine you have positive. Now we'll see why that. Okay. Now suppose you make an angle Acute angle you understood, you've done in 10th standard when I have to find the value of sine 30, sine 45, or sine 60 or sine 90. You have done standard angles which you don't have to see the tables. So standard angles is given in ratio form, it's given in fractional form. So if I say sine 30 is half, in the tables book you will see 0.5, 0.5, that's all. Right? So, but it is better when you do the sums, and 30, 60, 40, even if it's not mentioned, do not use the tables or use the tables. Nobody will say for sine 60 or cot 45 degrees to use tables. You're supposed to know them by heart. Okay? In the book it will be given in decimal form, but you know 0.5 is just half. Right? So here you will see that, so those you are not going to see the tables. Suppose it's 41 or 60, 69 or 146. 146 also you won't get in the table. That's why we're going to see today that if I have sine and an acute angle, no problem. If you have obtuse or reflex or angle, any angle which is greater than 180 or even greater than 90, how do we see the tables? How do we know its value? Right? For that we learn those 66 formulas, that tan 180 minus theta is minus tan theta, cot 270 plus theta is plus tan theta. So how does we do it all? Teacher will say just by heart. No, by hearting maths I discourage. Understand maths, you will, and when you understand you remember more. No by hearting. So today we'll see those 66 formulas you will not by heart. Right? Meaning of rotational angle. This is the beginning, the first chapter in trigonometry, after what all that you have done in up to 10th, right? So up to 10th you have done how to do acute angles, how to find T ratios of acute angles, and you have done standard angles, right? And you have done what is sine P by H and cos theta is B, all that you have done, knowing all that. Okay. Now coming to suppose, so no problem of acute angles, whether it's sine, cos, tan, cosec. Cosec and cot and sec also is in the tables book, right? But we do not learn. Once you know it's cosec of 20 degrees, it's 1 by sine 20 degrees. Only problem is you have to divide 1 by a decimal value, right? And when it's directly given in the book, you can do it. So here, and nowadays people use calculators. So this is for non-calculating, for non-calculators, how do we learn it? If I say sine 32 to 11 minutes, you know, people can use calculators. But in board exams, we are not allowed calculators, right? So now coming to, suppose I say sine of 1, suppose I go here, I'm here, and this has made 150 degrees. You know, sine P by H, cos of an angle is B by, tan is P by B. We only do that, the ratio of the sides only of a right angle triangle. Okay. For obtuse angle, oblique and obtuse angle, acute angle triangle, which are not right angle triangle, we have other formulas. Okay, that's also in 11th standard, to find the unknown sides and to find the unknown angles, but it cannot be P by H and B by H and P by B, right? So here what you're doing, so this is obtuse angle. So there's no question of P by H or B by H or P by B, but it's matter of displacement. So from here I started. This is the zero line, right? I went 150 degrees and I reached this point. Say a stick is revolving about O. So the position, I am only interested in where the stick is, where you are standing. Okay, whether you are standing 50 kilometers from point A, whether you are standing 120 from point B. Some will say I am from point B, I am 150. Some will say from point A. Both are correct because you are, basically I can locate you. You are at some station going from Jamshedpur to Bombay, right? Now I say Jamshedpur is my hometown, right? So Jamshedpur will come automatically. It's a beautiful place, right? So here, suppose from Jamshedpur to Bombay. So some people say how far you're from Jamshedpur. Naturally, it's common sense. Suppose you are just 50 kilometers away from Bombay, just reaching Bombay. So you will not say I am. Suppose the distance is 2,400 kilometers, whatever. You will not say I am 350 kilometers from Jamshedpur, isn't it? What you will say? I am 50 kilometers from Bombay. That's more sensible, and that's what we are doing here. Instead of saying I am 150 degrees from the starting line, okay? I will say I am just 30 degrees clockwise, because this is my line of reference. This is my line of reference, right? That's the exact example when we talk about. You will generally say, I am just 50 kilometers from Bombay, or you're nearly reaching Bombay. Who says that I am 2,350 kilometers from Jamshedpur? It takes time to say that, and it's rather little less, not so intelligent to say that. Because the one who doesn't know maths, oh my God, you're so far. Far from where? Far from Jamshedpur, but very close to Mumbai, right? So, therefore, that is the meaning, children. That means that the displacement OA 150 degrees from this, from where starting line, this I have suppose started from the zero. This is a zero measurement. It is 150. It is same as going clockwise from same line of reference. Okay, 30 degrees. So what happens there? So sine 150. So is it sine 30? Or is it minus sine 30? Or it becomes cos 30? Or is it become cot 30? So some 30, there will be a name in front, the name may change, okay, but if it's with reference to the baseline, the name won't change. Sine 150 will be sine 30, only it will be positive or negative. Okay, this is the baseline, the zero line, also the 360 degree line. You come back, so you completed 360. So this can be called the zero mark and the multiples of 360 if you completed more than one round. So I come back, 0 degrees I am here, 360 degrees I am here, 720 degrees I am here, 1080 degrees I am here. You made 30 rounds, that means 30 into 360. Isn't 10800 degrees? I am here only, isn't it? So that is zero line. So first thing you understood, no problem if I have sine 360s, all multiples of 360 or multiples of 2 pi, which is 2 pi is equivalent to 360 degrees. It is simply 0 degrees, means you come back to the starting point. So there's no meaning when I say you have gone 720, you have made 2 rounds or 3 rounds, but you're standing again on the starting point. So therefore, the angular displacement is 0 degrees. That is why sine 360 is 0, so sine 0 degrees is 0. Okay, cos 720 degrees is cos of 0. So now you already understood that sine of 2n pi. If I say sine of 2n pi, n stands for integers. Why I say integers? Because it can be clockwise or anti-clockwise. So n can be positive if you're going anti-clockwise. If n is negative integer, you're going clockwise. So n stands for integers. So if I say sine of 2n pi, 4n pi, 6n pi, okay, or not n pi, so 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi, or 2n pi, will always be 0. Whatever you put in front of 2n pi, whether you put sine, tan, cos, cosec, cot, because that is 0. Understood? So you already know 6 values of 2n pi's. Okay, so even multiple of pi, which is represented as 2n pi. You know, even numbers are represented as 2n, where n stands for natural numbers, but in this case it stands for integers. Okay, because you are measuring angles anti-clockwise as well as clockwise. So that clears it. Now let us see how it becomes. So I will write all the formulas, I'll explain, and I'm not by hearting, you will be saying not by hearting. So just as soon as the class gets over, you can just sit and, oh yes, 180 minus theta is this quadrant, 360 plus theta is this quadrant, that's all, right? So now therefore I talk of sine 30. So therefore, then I can make a right angle triangle. This is the end point of A, I drop a perpendicular. So sine 150, okay, is same as sine 30, but what will be sine 150? Will it be minus half or will it be plus half? That's all. It will be half only. Sine 30 is half. So sine 30 is half, and sine 150 will be either half or minus half. Similarly, cos 30. Okay, cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Therefore, sine 150 will be either plus root 3 by 2 or minus root 3. We'll see now. Okay, only the sign will be different. If you are, you know, your relative position, you are showing only with anti-clockwise or clockwise with the horizontal line. The trigonometrical ratio, that name, sine, tan, cos will be same, value will be same, magnitude will be same, sign will be different. What I mean to say that if I say sine 135 degrees, you know sine 135, what is the supplement of that? 45 degrees, sine 135. So let us take the supplement with the horizontal line, right? 135. You come here, same as 45. So 45. I am 45 degrees clockwise. It's more sensible to say that I am 135 degrees anti-clockwise. It is more sensible to say I am 30 degrees. Okay? I am 30 degrees downwards anti-clockwise. I am 30 degrees anti-clockwise. This is the reference line. I am not talking of the vertical line. Okay? I am 30 degrees downwards. Okay? I am going clockwise 30 degrees. Is more sensible to say 30 degrees than to say 330 degrees. Okay, anti-clockwise. You understanding? Clockwise 30 degrees is same as anti-clockwise 330 degrees. I am 2350 kilometers from Jamshedpur. Is that more sensible? Or you just, I'm going to Bombay and I'm midway between Jamshedpur and Bombay. I'm on the, not midway, just at a certain point between the two stations. My trains, I'm going by train. So I will say 50 kilometers if it's 2400 kilometers. So 50, that's more sensible. Right? So why will I say 350 degrees anti-clockwise? It's same as 10 degrees clockwise. 350 degrees, I'm here. Same as say 350 is anti-clockwise. All positive is anti-clockwise. So 10 degrees clockwise. Got it? That is why 350 is same as 10 according to displacement. I'm not saying 350 is equal to 10, please. These days children have very poor concept of the equal to sign. They think the equal to sign means just a symbol in mathematics, not realizing that the left should be equal to. I am not saying 350 degrees is equal to 10 degrees. The angular displacement of 350 degrees anti-clockwise is same as 10 degrees clockwise. Okay, so therefore 150 degrees anti-clockwise is same as, this is my line of reference, is same as 30 degrees clockwise. So I'll talk of the shorter displacement. That's more sensible. So all shorter displacement will sum up to an acute angle finally. You saw 330 degrees, right? 330 degrees anti-clockwise is same as an angular displacement in the reverse direction. You reach the same place. Okay, that is 30 degrees. So I will talk of 30. So 330 is same as angular displacement 30 degree in a reverse direction. Is it clear? So that is why in the tables book we have 0 to 90 acute angle. Similarly, suppose I say 750 degrees. So you take out the number of revolutions from here. When you divide by 360, mentally you should know, children. So the whole number which you get is 360 into 2. So you have, this is twice 360 plus 30. So this is not considered. Meaning, when you make 2 360, you come back to the starting line. So 750 degrees is same as just moving 30 degrees from the line of reference, that is horizontal line which I am showing here, x dash. Now you saw? So every angle which exceeds an acute angle, you can express that in terms of an acute angle, and that's the reason, children, you have only acute angles tables. Tables book has only 0 to 90, right? Because angular displacement is what we want. We only want how far from where you started and where you stopped. How you traveled, nobody wants. Like you have seen, you were born, mommy, you got a new mobile, okay, your house is here, and your house is here, and post office is here. Just a kilometer, right? Just a kilometer. You have to go house to the post office, mommy asks you to put a letter. And you have a new bike. Do you think the child will go straight when we go to 1 kilometer? He will go all this way to his friend's house, to his grandmother's house, to the hotel, and whatnot, and finally he'll go there. Okay, he'll stop at many stations and then he'll go. Mother, how much is travel? The petrol is nearly over. But we say only 1 kilometer. How can your 5 liters petrol be over, or 10 liters petrol be over? That means actually the distance. Petrol is for actual distance, not for displacement. How nice, right? For displacement, petrol would be over. Okay, petrol is used but for distance. So therefore, you have actually gone about 15 kilometers. That is distance, and displacement is only 1. Right? So it doesn't mean, I'm not saying that 1 is equal to 15. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the shortest we are only seeing the result. That's very important in vectors. That's what we do in vectors, right? So we are only seeing the result. You have to go from here to here, which is 1 kilometer, right? So displacement is 1 kilometer, but distance is 15 kilometers. So I'm only talking of angular displacement. So you have gone, say, 3,650 degrees. You know how much you actually traveled? Only 50 degrees. You know what is the actual displacement from the baseline, the horizontal baseline, the line of measurement? Only 50 degrees. Why? Because 3,600 is 10 times 360. So you can round, motorcycle, go, okay? Then you have to go to this point, then you went by 50 degrees. So you had to only move here. From here to here you have to move. You made 10 rounds, that's your problem. So your displacement is 50. Right? So I'll write down everything. First let me explain what is the meaning of these rotational angles. So every angle which exceeds an acute angle, okay, any angle can be expressed or resolved to the shortest displacement from the baseline, either from the vertical or either from the horizontal. We are not talking vertical line now. So that will be that, and therefore we have to resolve or find out 3,000, like 750 degrees is same as moving 30 degrees from the baseline. Okay, so sine 750 will be sine of 30, right? Sine of 30, right? But will it be positive or negative? That I will tell you. That's all. Right? Sine of 750 is same value of sine of 30. Right? Will it be positive half or negative? The sine concept will be there. If you are doing in relation to the horizontal line, mind you, not 90 and 270. Right? Nobody measures from vertical. Generally when we are moving, we will see from how far horizontally we move, because the surface is considered as the horizontal. Right? So this is not general line of measurement. This is generally the line of measurement. Okay. So now you understood this. Now I will show you y negative, y positive. So let us first write down sine of. Okay. So this one, here all t ratios are positive. All t ratios are positive. Means sine, tan, cos, cosec, cot and sec of acute angles will be a positive value, a positive fraction or a positive decimal. That is the meaning of all positive. So all I write, that means all are positive here. All t ratios. This is the best one. This is home for all. We get everything in our home. There's nothing we don't get, which we don't realize later on. This is our home. The 6 children are there, 60 ratio, their home. So everything we get positive. In this one, okay, now we come to, I love this. Okay. Now I told you 150 is same. So second quadrant. If any angle is second quadrant, that means sine of obtuse angles. Okay. Or tan of obtuse angles, or t ratio, call them t ratios of obtuse angles. Okay, this is sine and cos will be positive. Okay, sine and cosec, they will be positive. Okay, and the rest 4 will be negative. Meaning sine 150 supplement is sine 30. Sine 150 anti-clockwise sine 30 will be positive half. I'll tell you why. Cos 150 is same as cos 130 but reverse direction. But it will be minus root 3 by 2, because cos 30 is root 3 by 2. because this here cos, sec, tan, cot of obtuse angles will be a negative value, right? I'll tell you why later on. So now first example, then let us discuss the sine. So all this is for sine, obviously for cosec understood, and here tan and cot where theta is greater than 180 but less than 270. What is theta here? Greater than 90 but less than 180. Here theta is between 0 to 90. Naturally, when I'm talking of second quadrant, I'm talking of obtuse angles. That's why I wrote this. So here theta is an obtuse angle, right? Now if theta is this, tan of 210 degrees, tan of 225 degrees, tan of 190 degrees, and cot will be positive, right? Whatever the value is, suppose I say tan of say 210 degrees, that is 180 plus what? So how much more than the baseline you have got? So I'll come to that. So if you're in the third quadrant means you will write 210 as 180 plus 30. This is acute angle, you won't do anything because acute angle no problem, you know the values. Obtuse angle, right? It will be 180 minus that. 150 is 180 minus 30. Okay, I'll write that. Next, what is second quadrant? How can you represent? Third quadrant is 180 plus, but 270 minus. I'll come to that. So fourth quadrant, the angles. If an angle is in third quadrant, it has to be split up in two ways. 180 plus the excess or 270 minus how much it is. Like 220. You can write 180 plus 40 or 270 minus 50. Avoid 270 and 90 if you have to break it up. I'll tell you why. If an angle is suppose in the fourth quadrant, so immediately you know it's more than 270 and less than, so that you should know. If I say 330 degrees, you know it is fourth quadrant. You don't have to think where it is. So 330 can be written as, what are the boundary lines? This is 360 bound, okay, because 330 and this is 270. This is 0 line or 360 line or 720 line or whatever. So 330 can be written as 360 minus 30. You know, one round is 360, a little bit less than a 360, or 270 plus 60, right? So that way you can see the boundary number, either this line or this line. We'll come to that. So now you have this third quadrant. So this is for tan, this is sine, of course for reciprocal, this is for all. My teacher taught this. I as a teacher, I said all for sine, for tan, and this is for cos. So here angle greater than 270 but less than 360, cos of that angle will be positive, and also sec. So ये cos का. So this is house of all, where we are born, we are trained. This is my house. So this is sine's house and cosec. This is tan and this is cos and sec. So if you see this A, S, T, C, for all are positive, all T ratios are positive, acute angles. Obtuse angles, sine and cosec of obtuse angles are positive values. Tan of reflex angles greater than 180. Okay, so here or 3 less than only 270. Tan and cot are positive, and for cos greater than 270, less than 360, cos and sec are positive. You know what I used to tell my children because they were a little scared of me. Okay, Sacred Heart Convent where I taught for more than 29 years. You know, they were a little scared of me because I was very particular about basics in mathematics and lot of practice. Girls never like that. It's a girls' school. Okay, so now I say all students terrorized by C, and there you remember, because my name is C Kamla, so I am short form became CK, and after years it became C. So people felt even, you know, it's long name C Kamla, it became Kamla, teacher Kamla, then it became CK, teacher CK, then it became teacher C, and before they could swallow my C also, I left the school, right? So Therefore, all students sterilize this. You know what my teacher taught me? Okay, cast. She said cast. I don't know why she started from here, because we start from here. So she said cast. Other teachers were very nice teachers. They say add sugar to coffee, right? Add sugar to coffee. But my children never forgot this, because really they were scared of me. So I said all students terrorized by C, short form of C Kamla, C case. Okay. So now you understood the fun. Now I'm going to go to the third part. First I taught you positive, negative meaning of angles. Okay, then rotational angles. What is 360, 720? There's no angle, there's no meaning to an angle which is more than 360. So we break it up. Still, you saw that even angles which are greater than 90 can also be, expressed in terms of acute angles. That is why we are doing this chapter, right? So now I'm rubbing this. So now you know. Now I'll tell you what is the angles in the first quadrant. So here, if you're not understood, you can stop my video and just see again what I'm trying to say. So you have the two lines. Let me make it more neater. So I told you this, and then I have this, x dash, rigid, 90, 180, 270, 0, 360 or 360, 2 and pi. Any rotation you finish, complete rotation will come back to this point. So this is 0 line. So here 0, 360, whatever. Now, first I will say, suppose you talk of an angle. So here the angle. If any angle you have alpha, acute angle you won't say anything. Acute angles you will keep it. But if you want to express in terms of 90, so first quadrant, any angle can be again written as 90 minus something. That's all. Any angle in the first quadrant, if it comes, you can write it as 90 minus something. For example, 70. You can write as 90 minus 20 also. Why, when do we write that? We'll see. Why do we write? When do we write? Okay, that is so complementary. So if I'm going like this, and this is 70, which is same as 20 from this line. So be a little bit careful when you're doing 90 minus something, 90 plus, or 270 minus 270 plus. There the name also changes. I will tell you. So, or it can also be written as 360 plus, or any multiple of 360 plus. So we say 2n pi plus theta. Okay, meaning first quadrant, any angle can be written in three ways. If it's acute angle, only 90 minus 70. Suppose an angle is 370 degrees. So that you write as 360 plus 10. First quadrant, am I right? So that theta is 10. Okay. And suppose an angle is, I just now said, like 750 degrees. So remove the multiples of 360 because there's only 1 round, 2 round, 3 rounds. The number of rounds we don't count. 10 rounds, 2 rounds, 7 rounds, that becomes 0 degrees displacement. So 720 is twice 360. That's the meaning of 2n pi. 2 pi means 360 degrees, n is number of revolutions. Positive when you're going anti-clockwise, negative when it is you're going clockwise. That's all. That's why n stands for integers. So suppose 750 degrees, you will write as twice 360 plus 30. So it is same as 30. Right? Second quadrant, suppose alpha is obtuse angle. Now I have to break it up. It is second quadrant, like I say 120 degrees or I say 140 degrees. So 140 is obtuse. Now I want to find it is equivalent to which acute angle. So 140 anti-clockwise is 40 clockwise, right? So therefore that I'll break up as 180 minus some angle, okay? Or this is all children, not the same angle, it will be different, okay? And 90 minus theta 1 or 360 plus theta 1, okay? Or theta 2 or and this is theta. So I'm just using theta, don't think the same angle. Don't use think that is same angle. Like 70 is 90 minus 20, 750 is twice 360 plus 30. So the thetas are not same. I'm just writing any particular angle, any one of those, not all three. Okay, so I will keep it to theta, but again I'm telling you not the same angle. Any particular angle, either you can write 90 minus something like 70, acute angle. This is acute angle, only acute angle, less than 90. Then you have a little bit more than 360. Okay, like 380, it's 360 plus 20, so their theta is 20. And say another angle, okay? So this angle is, of course, this angle is greater than 360, you know that. This angle is less than 90. Okay? And here, of course, it is multiples of 360, much, much, much greater than 360, right? Revolutions, n revolutions plus something, right? This means n revolutions plus a little bit of an angle. That's the meaning. And revolution is 2 pi. So don't misunderstand that theta will be same in all the way. No, no, no. Like if I say 70 is less than 90, so 90 minus 20 you can write, right? If it's 380 degrees, there's 360. The angle is 360 plus 20. And if it's 2000 degrees or 1200 degrees or 1100 degrees, right? It is 3600 plus 20. Okay, 1080 is 3 times 360 and plus 20 becomes 1100 degrees. Yes, 1100 degrees. 1100 degrees. Now you got that, right? So in this 180 minus theta, or you can write that, or you can write 90 plus something. For example, if I talk about 110, you can break it up in two ways. You can write 110 as 90 plus 20, so here theta is different, right? Please. And if you write 180, it's 180 minus 70, right? 110 is 180 minus 70, 180 minus 70. We are talking always with it, and or 90 plus 20. That's our second quadrant, we are writing this. Okay. Angle in the second quadrant will be little bit more than 90 or little bit less than 90. That more and less I'm not saying are same. I'm just writing in that format. Okay. Like 110 is 20 more than 90 and it is 70 less than 180. So that is your theta, the more or the less. Right? Now coming to this. Here the angle can be this third quadrant. That means is greater than 180 but less than 270. How do you write? So you write 180 plus theta, or you can write as 270 minus theta. Again, thetas are not same, just that any particular angle, either way breaking up. For example, if you have like say 250 degrees, it's 270 minus 20, say that theta is 20. Or it's 180 plus 70. So that excess is I'm representing as theta. Because the two boundary levels are here 180 se zyada, yeah, 270 se kam. More than 180 or less than 270. What about the fourth quadrant? The fourth quadrant is the angle is greater than 270 but less than 360. That's fourth quadrant. So alpha I can write as 360 minus theta, or you can write as 270 plus theta. Again, I'm minding not theta the same, I'm talking one particular case. For example, you have 300 degrees. You can write that in two ways. 360 minus 60, so theta is 60 there. That's finished, the sum is over. You can't do both together, no? Or some child does 270 plus 30. For him, the theta is 30. Both are correct because this is 0 line, 360 line, 720 line, or it is a line of n multiple. When you reach here means you have completed n revolutions, right? So 0, that's not even completed. So 0 starting point, or 360 you come here, 720 you will stand here, 1080 will stand here, 3600 will stand here. Okay. Now knowing this, why is sine 120 positive? Now, let us take, so this is no problem, all t ratios are positive, no problem, right? Now coming to this. So I'll talk about one of the angles. So explaining this, now you understood this. I'm rubbing this. Okay. So here you have, suppose I take an angle 120 degrees, which I call as, say, some angle alpha. So this becomes 60. Okay, that means it's 180 minus, you have 120 is, this 120 is 180 minus 60. 180 go reverse order, minus 60, right? 180 reversing by 60 clockwise. So 180 minus 60, we stand same at 120 because I reversed. So that is why 120 can be written as 180 minus 60. So instead of taking 120 degrees for OA as actual angle, I will take the shorter distance from the baseline. This whole line, how much I have shifted? Okay, shorter one. In both of them, which is the shorter one? 60 is shorter than 120. So I will talk of 60. That's why every angle can be expressed in terms of an acute angle. So now 60. Now when I drop, so I will drop a perpendicular and make a right angle triangle. You have taken this as 0 line, this 90 line, this 270. Also take this as positive x, negative x, positive y in terms of coordinate geometry. So take that also as x-axis and y-axis. So you will see that this angle, this is theta, and this is 180 minus theta, this angle. Okay? This angle is 120 is my theta. So 180 minus theta is this angle. Right? This is theta. 120 is theta. And this angle is 60. How you got 60? 180 minus 120. So 180 minus theta. So this angle can also be said. That means going theta degrees anti-clockwise is same as clockwise 180 minus theta. Right? Going 120 degrees anti-clockwise same as 60 degrees clockwise. That is why. And but what happens? This is positive. This is hypotenuse. And this is negative. Right? And hypotenuse is always positive. This danda which is rotating in each quadrant is positive because that becomes the hypotenuse. And why hypotenuse is positive? Because it is squares of two sides, p square and b square. When you take actual displacement, we don't take the sign. We take the ratio, we take the sign. We don't take minus p square. Even if you take it because p square, but when you're taking actual lengths of the triangle, if it's minus 3, you take 3, you don't take minus 3. Okay, but ratio, so here you see hypotenuse will always be positive. Only the base and perpendicular of this right angle triangle, because you know angle 120 degrees is second quadrant, or you have given an angle which is second quadrant, you will take the acute angle from the reverse direction. So then we can make a right angle triangle. With obtuse, how can you make a right angle triangle? No. Right angle triangle, you cannot have an angle 90 and obtuse in a triangle, right? And there can only be one obtuse angle in a triangle, do you know that? And there can only be 190 also, right? So here you have this, so see this, sine of this angle, 180 minus theta, will be y by h. See, perpendicular is positive, let us say p and let us take minus. So base is negative, perpendicular is positive. So p by h. So cosec 180 minus theta is h by p. Both are positive. Both are positive. But cos of this angle, which is 180 minus theta. Okay, cos of 180 minus theta. So a cos of this angle, that means this angle, whatever this angle is, cos of this angle will be negative because minus b by h. So sec will also be negative, h by minus b. And tan is also negative because p by minus b, and cot is minus b by p. That is why this is the house or sasural of sine. Sine and cosec are positive. So all angles, if you have sine of 120, you know, it will be positive. Sine of its supplement 60. 180 minus 120, that is 60. So because obtuse angle. Similarly, if you have cosec of 150 is same as cosec of 180 minus 150, 30, its supplement. You are writing obtuse angle with respect to its supplement, and sine of obtuse angles, cosec of obtuse angles will be positive, and it will be same as its supplement. And supplement has become, a supplement has become acute angle, right? So therefore, it is positive, right? So now you have, so that is why this is positive. Now when you go to, so here any angle, like for example second quadrant. So in the third quadrant when you have, that is 180 plus, you have gone to say, you have done 180 plus 45, that means it is 225. So if I want to know what is sine 225, it will be sine of some acute angle. That is on the tables you can see. Cos 225 will be, say, equivalent to cos of some acute angle, negative or positive. It will be cos. If you are writing in terms of 180 and 360. So here see, 225 is this whole angle. But how much more you have gone? Displacement from this line, whether it's above or below, it's only 45 more. So I will say cos 225, same direction, anti-clockwise, is same as just going 45 degrees just below the line. That's all. So that is why it is 40. So that angle 225, which is greater than 180 but less than 270, and write this as 180 plus some angle. And then that means sine of alpha is sine of 180 plus alpha, and this will be minus sine theta. Cos of alpha is cos of 180 plus theta will be minus cos theta. ये tan का घर है. Tan of alpha, you break it up as 180 plus some angle theta. So forget the 180. 180 is a baseline. 180, 90, 270, 360 हटा के it will be sine theta या cos theta या negative. So that's minus sine. Cos also will be negative. Cos of 180 plus theta will be negative. I'll tell you why. And tan of 180 plus theta will be positive. So similarly, cosec of 180 plus theta is minus cosec theta. Sec of 180 plus theta is minus sec theta. Whatever is for cos will be for sec. And tan of 180 plus theta is, cot of 180 plus theta is minus cot theta. One thing remember children, if you split that angle as excess to 180 plus or 180 minus, 360 plus or 360 minus, the name won't change. Sine, sine, cos, cos, tan, tan. Only sign will be different. And that also you know now without learning. How? See? Now for example you have 225. So this is your theta now. You broke up 225 as 180 plus 45. That 45 is your theta. So your 225 is equivalent to 45 degrees angular displacement from the horizontal line. Okay, so therefore now you see P is negative because it is in the fourth quadrant, and here H will always be, hypotenuse will always be positive because it is squares of P and B under root, and B is also negative. So you B is also this is base is negative, P is negative. So you can see tan of this angle is P minus P by minus B, so that becomes P by B. Cot will be B by P, cot of 45, cot of theta, whatever the excess is. So I am giving example with 225, but theta. Then sine will be minus P by H, negative. And cos of this angle will be minus B by H, negative. That is why this is the home of tan and cot. So tan of angles greater than 180 and less than 270 will always be a positive. Tan of acute angle, which is a little bit excess of 180, but positive will be the answer. The rest will be negative. Okay. For example, if I show you like sine of, just now I said like, what is it? 225 degrees. It will be sine of 180 plus 45. This is your theta. So it will be minus sine 45. Forget this. This is the baseline. So we are only taking the angle. How much below or above the 180? How much below or above the 360? So 45 and sine 45. Why negative? Third quadrant sine to घर है ही नहीं. So you put the negative sign. इतना सोचने का नहीं. I'm explaining why it is negative. Okay. Third quadrant tan का घर है. Positive tan 45. Positive cot 45. Sine will be negative tan sine 45. Cos will be negative sine 45. So here you will get minus 1 by value. Cos of 225, cos 180 plus 45 minus cos 45, that will be minus 1 by root. Okay, and tan of 125 breaking up into 180 plus 45. So I got the acute angle. I can see the even if it's like say 180 plus say 20, 200 degrees. So the excess is 20. So you'll see the tables go. Right? You'll see sine 20 minus sine 20 minus cos 20 and plus tan 20. 180 plus 20. So naturally tan 20's value will be different from sine 20's value. No? You'll see the tables, right? Sine 30's value and tan 30's value is not same. Okay, so here's minus sine 14. If it is cot 225, that is cot 180 plus 45, that is positive cot 45. That is positive cot 45. And that is 1. Same with tan. Tan 180 to 225 tan of 180 plus 45. So I told you if it's tan 200 degrees, 180 plus 20, right? 200, so it will be tan 20. You have to see the tables. And if it's sine and cos, it will be minus sine 20 and minus cos 20. So that is the concept of y negative, y positive, because we are only taking the little bit of displacement from the horizontal line. That's all. Be it clockwise or be it anti-clockwise, I am only taking how much below the smallest value, how much above the horizontal line, whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise, irrespective. Like 225 is anti-clockwise only, but 180 baseline. How much x above or below the line? This whole thing is the line of measurement, right? And the last one is third quadrant, fourth quadrant, right? Fourth quadrant, the angle I told you is theta greater than 270 and less than 360. So now my OA comes here. All this way I am coming. Why will I measure this? I'll say I've gone 300 degrees from this. 300 degrees means anti-clockwise, which is same as 30 degrees downwards, which is same as 30 degrees clockwise. I'll reach same place. इतना घूम के हम क्यों आएंगे इधर? हम इधर से इधर आ जाएंगे. When I know how to go to this point, why will I move? Okay, I'll move so much. You will move only this much. Both of you is the same thing. And advantage for you is you've taken less time. This person has taken more time, right? So here, now I drop a perpendicular. See, this is base. Base is positive. Perpendicular is negative. Hypotenuse is always positive. So wherever there's b by h and h by b ratio, that is cos and sec. Cos of this angle. Okay, so this whole angle is your theta. So this angle is your 360 minus, this is your theta, so 360 minus 330 degrees. I'll say 360 minus 30. Okay, 360 minus 30. So this whole angle is an alpha, which is big angle, little bit less than 360. 330 is your alpha, which will break it up as 360 minus 30. Okay, if it is 330 degrees. So this is the angle. So how much excess from the, so this is your 0 line, this is your 360 line, this is your 720 line, this is your 1080 line. When you completed rotations, you stand here. So 0 line. So minus. So you can see that is why this is cos and sec's house. This is cos and sec's house, right? Immediately when I say cos of, say I say 310 degrees. So that is 270 plus 40, right? 270 plus 40 you can say, or you can say 180 minus, 360, what did I say? 310. 360 minus 50, right? So the theta is a 50. For 270 the theta becomes 40. So both are different, right? So we'll see what happens when it's 90 and 45. Right? So here, this one, that is why cos of this angle, which is, you know, is 360 minus, if you're going from here to here, suppose you've gone, let's suppose you say 700 degrees, right? So one round 360, two round is 720, a little less. How much less? 20 less. So 720 you write as 720 minus 20, and 720 is multiple of 360. So all multiples of 360 and multiples of and 180, if you remove, that is an excess angle theta, right? So if I have, suppose you have, like I said, 1100 degrees, right? 1100 degrees is 3 times 360 plus 20. Okay. Suppose I had 1060, 3 times 360 minus 20. Then you come back to fourth quadrant. यहाँ तक चले जाओ, a little less comes here, a little more comes here. That's all, right? So therefore, cos is positive, sec is negative. Let us write what we learned today. So first we'll write all first quadrants. So we are writing only 0. We are using 180 and 360. In terms of 180 and 360, that is this line. Okay, this line. So if you write, first we'll write sine of minus theta. Now minus, sine of minus, this is theta children. This is theta, minus theta is here. This is clockwise theta and minus. So again, fourth quadrant, base is positive, hypotenuse is positive, perpendicular is negative. And you know this is cos cows. That is why, because it is cos cows, this is minus sine, not my house. Cos of minus theta is my house, cos theta. Tan of minus theta is, because it is minus p by b, so negative. So minus tan theta. Because p by b. P by b is tan theta, and here tan of minus theta is minus p by b. So it's negative of tan theta. Similarly, cosec. Cosec of minus theta is minus cosec theta, and sec of minus theta is same as cos. Sec, remember always, and after the 6, 2 will be positive and rest 4 will be negative. And cot of minus theta is minus cot. Okay? So, now, we finish this. Similarly, right? So, we finish this now. Now, I'm going to explain to you. So, this way we write, and then, very easy. Suppose you have, I just discussed this. Okay? So, I'll continue just after this, children, because it will be too long to watch. I think I crossed 1 hour. So, immediately after this, part 2, rotational angles, I'll be saying, and just see how the formulas come in. Okay? Like you know, sine of 180, only using 180, 360. Then I'll come in the part 2, I'll tell you 90, 270 vertical lines, what happens. So if you have sine 180 minus theta, it is sine ka house, second quadrant, 180 minus I told you. So I told you the 4 lines. Here I'm writing down before I write the formulas, because next week I can write formulas. This is x, 0, 90, 180, 270. So here this is angle, any angle between 0 to 90. First quadrant, second quadrant, the angle is greater than 90, less than 180. Third quadrant, the angle is greater than 180, less than 270. And fourth quadrant, angle is greater than 270, less than 360. And if it's more than 360, divide by 360, remove the quotient and just take the remainder. And then break up the remainder. Okay? Suppose I say like you have like 3665, okay? 3665 degrees. So I will take sine, whatever, sine, cos, whatever. This is, okay, 10 times 360 plus 65. So we are not taking revolution into consideration. 2n pi हटा दो, pi हटा दो. Okay, only pi, not 2n pi, because pi you have to be very careful. Only even multiple of pi is complete rotation. When I say 8 pi, 10 pi, 12 pi means revolutions are 4 revolutions, 12 pi, 6 revolution, 10 pi is 5 revolutions completed, you come back to 0 line. But when I say 11 pi, right, you will say 10 pi plus pi. So 10 pi hata do, then pi. And what are the values? Sine 180, sine 0, sine 360. Just do not miss my second video. Just after this I'll leave. I want to take a break. because it's more than 1 hour now. So here, that is the meaning. So I will give you that, the meaning. So children, I'll just continue this in my part 2 video of rotational angle. Thank you, and don't miss it, because that's very important. Now you understood this, now you understand the formula. So I want you to continue and watch that. Okay? Thank you, children. Just wait, give me a break, and I'm coming back to you. Okay?